Hey, all my movie maniacs, you're looking for some good independent horror this October? Then come to Oshkosh, Wisconsin, October 8th and 9th for the Northeast Wisconsin Horror Film Festival. There'll be some great independent horror showing there, and you may even have a movie man sighting if you're lucky. Find out more information at www.newhorrorfest.com. That's www.newhorrorfest.com. Now on with the show. Hurry, 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 step right up and listen to the movie man as he talks about the latest film from Rob Zombie, who wrote and directed this horror film called 31. Yes, folks, we finally get to see Rob Zombie's 31, giving us the story of 5 circus performers who are kidnapped and thrown into a sadistic game of 31, where they have to survive 12 hours of being attacked and putting through the ringer by various psychos. And who's running the game? Oh, it's just these 3 rich folks who really have a little thirst for blood and want to see some bloodshed. And we see how these 5 people try to survive the game of 31 and get out alive. Yeah, this film really had the feel of Rob Zombie's House of a Thousand Corpses and Devil's Rejects. So I'm going to put on right away that if you're a fan of those 2 films alone, you are probably going to really dig 31. I got a blast out of this, especially because of this surreal game, this surreal world that Rob Zombie puts these characters in and that you go along with for the ride. It's visceral, it's gritty, it's slimy, it's dirty. This is a nasty arena that these folks are put in with some very nasty characters chasing them down. Now we get Sherry Moon Zombie in here playing Charlie, one of the 5 circus folks who are kidnapped. You also got Meg Foster in here. Great to see her back. Loved her in Lords of Salem and really enjoyed seeing her on the screen here, as well as a number of other cast members that we've seen in past Rob Zombie films. And so everybody does well in their roles, and I enjoyed that. And this is one of those films where you just take what's being presented to you and just don't think too deeply and just just experience it. Rob Zombie's film 31 is definitely an experience. Now, who surprised me in here again? Malcolm McDowell's coming back, as well as you get Jane Carr and Judy Geeson. Those 3 play the folks who are kind of, established the game, if you will. And I loved seeing these actors in these outrageous roles of Father Murder, Sister Dragon, and Sister Serpent. And just a side note, Jane Carr and Judy Geeson were both in versions of To Sir with Love. Just so I thought that was a little bit interesting connection between those 2. But yeah, it was fun seeing them. And then you can tell they are having fun. Yes, you've got the Rob Zombie elements of gore, of nudity in here, of just this kind of scary clowns. You got scary clowns in here, which Rob Zombie likes to present in his movies. Speaking of scary clowns, this is probably the scariest and best villain out of all the menagerie of characters he gives us is Doomhead. Now, Doomhead's played by Richard Brake, who we've seen in Ray Donovan. He's also been in Spy and The Kingsman. Loved his character. He's the first one we see, and he really helps set the tone. And it's just this interesting character that makes your skin crawl, but a little bit charismatic, but at the same time you are repulsed. And so I loved that mixture. He's got some interesting quirks, and I really dug that villain. And of course there's a major confrontation. We get our characters down, and I will say one of the only things that caught me off guard, well, 2 things actually. One is the ending, the very ending, just before the credits roll. I wish it would have played out just a little bit differently than what it had, because the way he set it up, it was like there wasn't really any question of what was going to happen next. And and then the other thing was some of the editing in here. You'll have to take the editing presented as is and think of it as going to a carnival and visiting the various sideshow attraction tents, to where you're just going to each tent and you get what's presented to you, and you don't think really past of what's in front of you, the bearded lady and the reptile guy. Are those scales really? Who cares? You're getting entertained, and those people are up there entertaining you, and that's what you get in here. So if you're a fan of Rob Zombie's films, you're going to really dig 31. If you're a casual horror fan, or someone who doesn't maybe like that visceral feel or like the chaotic energy, that we do get out of some of Rob Zombie's film, especially this film, then you may want to turn away from it because it may not appeal to you. Me, I had fun with it. I turned my brain off, just watched the craziness, including a doorway to one of the rooms, which really kind of is an eye-opener, if you will. Just enjoyed the style of it and experienced it, and that's what you need to do with this film. Just sit down and experience it. Don't think too deeply into it, and check out the great visuals that Rob Zombie is still presenting on in cinema. So if you've seen 31, please leave your comments down below. I know a lot of people have hated it, some people have loved it. I enjoyed this film, but recognize it's not for everyone. So please leave your constructive comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Hit subscribe if you haven't already, and until next time, keep that ticket stub.